he wouldn't survive. Julian was furious. Without a word, he grabbed a chair and stormed into the adjacent hospital room, hurling it straight at his brother's friend. He demanded to know what had happened that night. When he learned that this useless bunch had been taken down by a single man, he couldn't believe it.
One man! Are you fucking with me?
No, sir.
Julian flew into another rage and began smashing the chair repeatedly against his underling's legs. He knew his younger brother was a troublemaker, but blood was blood. Family wasn't something you could choose. He had to avenge him. The thug with the braided hair had picked up a blood-stained bus pass that belonged to the man. After stretching his muscles the night before, Hutch was feeling much more relaxed. His son asked where the injuries on his face came from, but Hutch didn't offer any explanation. Instead, he praised his son for being brave the previous night. The boy looked confused, wondering if his dad had taken the wrong medicine this morning. Just then the phone rang. It was a contact. Hutch had stirred up some serious trouble. Among the men he beat up last night, one was the younger brother of Julian. The call's already over 30 seconds, it might be monitored, the contact warned. He instructed Hutch to go see the barber who would explain who Julian was. At first Hutch didn't pay much attention and went to work as usual. But he was clearly out of it the entire day. That afternoon the contact messaged him again, urging him to visit the barber. Once you meet him, you'll thank me. Left with no choice, Hutch went to a barbershop, a covert hub for secret agent intel exchange. The barber handed him a file. The file revealed that Julian was extremely dangerous. He had classic symptoms of antisocial personality disorder, in short, a complete psychopath. Not only that, he was in charge of managing hundreds of millions of dollars in liquid assets for the Russian mafia. On paper, it sounded like a dream job, but in reality, it meant a lifetime of guarding that mountain of money. Meanwhile, Julian had also started digging into Hutch's identity. The bus pass indicated that the man was just an ordinary middle-aged guy, completely average. But how could an average man take on 6 people by himself? Julian ordered her to continue the investigation. The female assistant had a contact at the Pentagon. That contact had received a blackmail letter. The sender demanded information about Hutch's identity. If he didn't comply, compromising photos of him would be released. But when he entered Hutch's name into the system, it returned an error. Access denied. He immediately went to the classified archives. Eventually, he managed to locate a file on Hutch. However, most of it had been redacted with black marker. Only one word remained clearly visible. The contact sent the file to the blackmailer. After reviewing the file, the female assistant turned pale with fear. She quickly packed her things and fled.
I'm out, no need to pay. Good luck.
Julian realized this man was no ordinary person, so he ordered his men to strike first, confidently declaring that Hutch must be captured alive. That evening, while Hutch's family was enjoying a delicious lasagna dinner, they noticed several vehicles stopping across the street. His instincts told him danger was near. Hutch quickly led his family to the basement, told his wife not to call the police, then locked the door behind him and prepared to face the threat. The assassins, fully armed, approached the house. Hutch cut the power, plunging the house into darkness. The assassins immediately turned on their flashlights, shot the lock, and stormed in. Their coordination was precise, they were clearly professionals. But their target was even more dangerous. Hutch, hiding in a corner, suddenly swung a baseball bat and took down 2 of them. He then broke the bat in half and stabbed one of them in the chest. Moving like a shadow into the kitchen, he dispatched another with a sharp knife. He even wiped the blood away with expert finesse. Using his home field advantage, Hutch silently took out multiple assassins. But he was still alone and facing unpredictable threats. One of the assassins hit him with a stun gun, knocking him unconscious. They dragged him into a car trunk. When Hutch regained consciousness, he found his hands cuffed behind his back. He dislocated his thumb to slip out of the cuffs, then reset the joint, gritting his teeth through the pain. He grabbed a fire extinguisher in the trunk, pulled the safety pin with his mouth, pushed against the cup holder to open the trunk, and sprayed dry powder into the car. The vehicle swerved and crashed into a street lamp. Hutch was severely injured, but all 3 assassins were dead. He found the key to unlock the handcuffs and, using the last of his strength, ran home. Just as he was about to open the basement door, he discovered the house was filled with corpses. Seeing his blood-covered reflection in the mirror, he didn't want to frighten his family. He took a hot shower to clean himself up. When he finally opened the basement door, his wife was shocked. One hand clutched her tightly, while the other covered their daughter's eyes. His son stared in disbelief, unable to accept that this could be his father's doing. But the truth was undeniable. His father had always kept this side of himself hidden, waiting for the right time. Hutch took his family to the car, asking them to stay elsewhere for a few days. His wife wanted answers, but now wasn't the time. He only begged her to trust him one more time. Once everything was resolved, he promised to explain everything. After his family left, he turned on the game console. Inside, it was his entire hidden fortune. He set the house on fire, then drove off in the neighbor's 1972 Dodge Challenger. The V8 engine was like a jet on wheels. He called his father. The war had escalated. The mafia might come after him. Hutch warned his father to be careful. But honestly, he needn't have worried. His old man was no pushover. Not long after, two assassins snuck into the nursing home, only to end up getting themselves killed. One of them raised a golden desert eagle, but the old man suddenly opened his eyes lightning fast and blocked the firing pin. With one hand, he jammed the slide and fired with incredible speed. Then he pulled out his hunting rifle and took them out one by one.